If holiday decor is your bag, then Christine can help. Christine Dovey is a design expert who knows the importance of staying on trend while staying on budget. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're also sparkly.
I'm very
You're so festive. Yeah. And you've actually sexied up our set here. This is beautiful.
Thanks.
Should we, before we jump to what you brought us, over the break, Christine and I were chatting about ugly sweaters, ugly Christmas sweaters. So let's say I want to have a party.
Yeah.
That's an ugly Christmas sweater party.
That's so fun.
Does my decor have to match how we dress?
No, if you're going to go with like the ugly sweater thing and just have it be like a tchotchke party, then go for it. Dive into it.
Okay, but
if you're having like a fancy, elegant party, maybe not the holiday reindeer sweaters.
But don't clash.
Don't do them both at the same time, I would say.
Okay, so don't do an ugly sweater with something like this.
Yeah.
So
do an ugly sweater and like deck out your table with like
nuts.
Charlie Brown trees and all manners of colors.
Yeah.
And go with it. Yeah.
The message that you want to send for anybody who's putting together a party, setting up their decor, what would be the one or two underlying messages?
I think that you don't have to buy everything new from every single year. You start with like your base and keep it neutral, metallics, black and white, and then add in your pop of color. So this year, for example, the color of the year from Canadian Tire is apple green, so that's what I did. So I just added those in and everything else. Apple green, yeah. It's hot.
So let's take a look at this. So you have everything from champagne, of course, to candles. Explain to us how you decided to come together with this arrangement.
Okay, so I think first, like I said, you just add in a pop of color and you want to incorporate what you already have. So you don't want to like over Christmas. So I used things that I already had around my house. So little things that I would have on a coffee table, little vases, flowers. I always love fresh flowers, even though people think like Christmas that you don't have fresh greenery. I think it's really important. It sets the table, makes it really beautiful.
Yeah, people, they get the fake stuff.
And the fake stuff.
But the fake stuff still works though, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. And there's a few artificial branches weaved into that arrangement. You can mix them both together. So
because one thing I love about the fresh flowers, I completely agree with you, is you get the smell.
You get the smell. It's part of the whole ambience. And same with candles. I think that's really important too. Like it really sets the tone and gives everybody a nice glowy light at dinner. So I think that's really important. And then just simple, like I use those cloches, which are kind of really popular right now.
Sorry,
you can buy them everywhere. Those like glass domes.
Okay, what'd you call it, a cloche?
Cloche, yeah.
Okay.
Just a glass dome.
I gotta get out more. Okay, but those little glass domes,
yeah, and then you just use
that's a smart idea.
Just use your plates that I have at home and put it underneath, and then you just kind of layer in different ornaments to kind of give it a little bit of Christmas feel. And then I just use the china that like glass or plates that I have at home and layer them. They don't have to match. Like, as long as it kind of stays with the same color story, you're good. And then I just added little Christmas ornaments for the place setting to kind of make it a little extra festive.
The whole house needs to be decorated?
No.
Because we were worried about that. We've got our living room, well then, you got to do the kitchen, then you got to do the kids' rooms, and it's like, whoa, when does it stop?
I feel like then it's kind of like Christmas exploded. I like to just kind of pick moments. So a nice table if you're entertaining, maybe you're like a garland on the railing or on your fireplace, and then just maybe a dish on the coffee table with a few balls, and then that's it. And of course your tree, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of things that we have at home that we don't realize can also be used for Christmas.
Well, this is the thing, like the bust I have on that table, like I just tied some ribbon around it and it becomes kind of Christmassy and festive. Like you don't have to go buy a whole bunch of decorations. Just use what you have, add a little ribbon, add some small touches, and it feels festive.
What are some of the most common mistakes made? And I'll ask you that question as we look at your website as well too. It's ChristineDovey.com, spelled D-O-V-E-Y, ChristineDovey.com. So what are some of those the things that I was asking before?
Big mistakes with Christmas decorating. I think one is, like we said, going overboard, just kind of throwing Christmas everywhere and not sticking to one color story and trying to add too much. Like you don't need to have every color of the rainbow. You don't have to have lights everywhere. Not everything has to be blinking and like blitzed up. Just kind of simple, elegant, and just little touches.
Is there a tie-in to the outside of your house?
Well, this is, for me, like I always stick with metallics and black and white because that's what my house is. Like that's what I have in my decor, so it fits and it doesn't feel like it's kind of coming out of left field, out of nowhere.
Right, I understand, And again, when I look at your website here as well too, you've got some other designs too. It's not just Christmas, or is it just all Christmas? Or is it any time of the year?
Any time of the year. I think like you kind of have your feel, your look.
That's gorgeous,
Thank you. You have your look, your aesthetic, and then at Christmas time you just work with that. You don't kind of stray too far away from what you normally would do.
If the trend, as you say, this year happens to be the greens, right? You said according to Canadian Tire. I guess they're they're the authority now. I guess apple
green. They know Christmas.
If they're saying apple green is the thing. Can you create your own though? Do you have to follow the trend?
Not. No.
Because we love the reds and the vibrant colors in our house.
You have to go with what feels right to you.
Yeah.
And you can also I like to do a little DIY with the kids, and it's like, so for example, I like black, but it's not very easy to find black ornaments in Christmas stores. So I just like use black Sharpie on white ornaments and add that touch because that feels right to me. So everybody should do what feels right to them, but I think just keep it simple. If you love red, do red, but don't do, 400 other colors with it. Just kind of stick to what you like.
And I get that. We have a rule in our house that the first weekend of December is when we start decorating the whole place.
Right.
So now we have Christmas on the 25th. Do you keep those decorations right through New Year's?
Yeah.
Or do you change them because, well, Christmas is done? Let's put in more.
Yeah,
what's
I
your
think
thought
that's
on
a
that?
personal thing. I mean, for me, like by the time, like we do the same. We kind of start December 1st, and by the time New Year's, I'm ready to kind of get my house back and get the sprinkles off the floor and get the pine needles up. So it's just a personal thing. I know some people love it, like they do it in November because they love Christmas and want it up for 2 months. So it's just what feels right to you. There's no rules.
Oh, I like the fact that there's no rules.
Break the rules if there is some.
This has been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next time we'll have to fill up some of those glasses.
That's right. Bubbly.
Christine Dovey is a design expert. Again, her website you can find it at www.Christine, D-O-V-E-Y, like Dovey.
Yep, like lovey-dovey, but
like lovey-dovey, but not. ChristineDovey.com is where you can find out more information. Thanks and have a great holiday.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
You too.
this. Thank you. Hey, still to come, Santa visits Cochrane for the first time. We'll explain. First, here's what's happening in and around Calgary. This is Trending on Shaw.